Welcome to NFL News, January 8th, 2026. Let's get on to it. We got news surrounding the coaching firings, coaching searches. Plus, we got some injuries surrounding the wild card games that will start on Saturday, and we got a pass rusher on there with announcing his move to the NFL. We'll begin with Tampa, with the Buccaneers are firing offensive coordinator Josh Grizzard after one season. Also, Thomas McGuire, the special teams coordinator, also got fired, and there are several defensive staff getting fired too. So Josh Grizzard is the big one. So I'm shocked because he was the pass game coordinator, got promoted to replace Liam Cohen, which Liam Cohen, by the way, he's doing a tremendous job in Jacksonville. I think this one was the question for me was this a Todd Bowles decision? We know he's going to stay for next season, and now they're going to have to search for another offensive coordinator. And who could that be? Well, there's guys available. Todd Monken, the Ravens offense coordinator, he is going to be available, so he's probably the hottest candidate. If you're Bucs fans, you would probably bring in Todd Monken in the mix. They're going to try to look for other offensive-minded coordinators or some coaching staff, pass game coordinators, quarterbacks coach, who are going to come in to Tampa and call plays for Baker Mayfield. And whoever it is, good luck with Baker Mayfield in Tampa. And Baker, I don't know. This is your different type of play caller you have ever had. The biggest story was Dolphins have fired their head coach, Mike McDaniel, after 4 seasons with the Dolphins. He finished his 4 seasons with the Dolphins, 35 record. He was 35-32 in the regular season, but 0-2 in the postseason. So this one is a tough one, but here's the but. Miami are in the path where there's a possibility they're going to hire John Harbaugh. I'll get to the reason what's going on. But for Mike McDaniel, I think he still can coach. Now, he is still, there is a report right now that the Lions are trying to call out Mike McDaniel to see if he can come to Detroit to become their offensive coordinator. I would love to see him calling the plays for Jared Goff, and maybe that will probably give a spark for Lions fans. But Mike McDaniel, I think he's going to look for another head coaching job or an offensive coordinating job. There's 2 good jobs. Again, I said with the Lions. Another one would be the Commanders. He has good connections with Dan Quinn through his years. I think this would be another great fit. But for the Dolphins, when I said John Harbaugh, there's a possibility John Harbaugh can go to the Dolphins. I think Dolphins fans should look at this and say, John Harbaugh's going to be our next head coach. John Harbaugh's going to be our next head coach. Don't overreact, because if that doesn't happen, well, who can they look for their next head coach? As I mentioned, there's a lot of good names. Matt Nagy, the Chiefs offense coordinator, Cliff Kingsbury, the offense coordinator. They're going to look for an offensive-minded coach that's going to come to Miami and build a program to get them back to division title, the AFC Championship game, and winning a Super Bowl. But whoever it is, I wish that guy the best of luck. Or for the Dolphins, good luck at the GM and head coaching search. Ravens requesting interviews. So here are the interviews we're hearing from the Ravens. Brian Flores, defense coordinator for the Vikings. Cliff Kingsbury, the OC, who formerly was the Commanders' offense coordinator. Matt Nagy will interview with the Ravens this Sunday, so keep an eye on that one. Vince Joseph has already completed his interview with the Ravens. Right now, they're looking more evenly, both defense and offensive coordinators so far for the Ravens. For the Giants, they're requesting an interview to former Raiders and former Giant player Antonio Pierce for the head coaching job, that could be a good hire for the Giants. Think about it. Antonio Pierce, he's played with the Giants. He knows the culture to this team. I think he can bring some energy with the Giants, which would be awesome to see him as the head coach there. The Giants also interviewing on Darren Rizzi, the special teams coordinator for the Broncos. They're trying to request those guys for interviews. Tennessee is requesting interviews for Jeff Hafley, the defensive coordinator for the Packers. I already mentioned Cliff Kingsbury. Robert Saleh, the defense coordinator for the 49ers. Arthur Smith, the offensive coordinator for the Steelers, because if you remember, Arthur Smith was the offense coordinator when he was in Tennessee with Mike Vrabel. That would be a great homecoming for him to come back to Nashville. And this one is the biggest one. Mike McCarthy, the former Cowboys head coach, will be meeting with the Titans next Saturday. We're gonna probably hear a lot about Mike McCarthy. See if he's gonna come back to the 2026 season as a head coach, and if he doesn't, we'll find out if he comes back in 2027. All right, let's talk about wildcard injury news. We'll go to injury reports. As of today, I will do a NFL wildcard predictions video tomorrow. So get ready for those predictions. Yeah, I'm excited for them. Let's start with the Bills. Josh Allen, quarterback who's dealing with a foot injury, is fully participating in practice. Dalton Kincaid with a knee injury is limited. Terrell Bernard with a calf injury, he's on DNP. I don't know what that stands for, but if you know that, comment down below. Linebacker Matt Milano, who's dealing with an illness, has been upgraded to fully participated, so we'll see him. Hopefully, they'll probably list him as questionable to play for Sunday. Panthers fans are going to get a good news because Robert Hunt, who injured his obliquia back in week 2, could make his return this week against the Rams. Now, that's according to Dave Canales saying that if they want to put him for this week. And I do believe if he's ready to go, I think that's a huge piece to this Panthers offense. They need to get this offensive line fixed up. I know Austin Corbett has been playing the right guard, the center position, of course. Now with Robert Hunt coming back, I think now this puts the pressure on Carolina, which, by the way, they're playing the Rams. Los Angeles is a 10.5-point favorite. So, again, Panthers fans, happy to hear Robert Hunt could probably play on Saturday. DJ Moore for the Bears has been fully participating with a knee injury. Kyle Gordon, who's dealing with a groin injury, is questionable to play on Saturday. So we'll see if he plays, and if he doesn't, it's a huge loss for the Bears. As for Packers, the right tackle, Zach Thomas, who's dealing with a back and knee injury, did not practice today, but he is in a game time decision, so we'll see if he plays on Saturday. If he doesn't, that will be a huge loss for the Green Bay Packers on the offensive side. Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert is fully participated with a hand injury. Marion Hampton, who was dealing with an ankle injury, did not practice. Rams wide receiver Devontae Adams fully participated with a hamstring injury. But unfortunately for the Rams, this is a huge loss on their O-line. Right guard Kevin Dotson, dealing with an ankle injury, has been ruled out for Saturday. So that's a huge loss for the Rams. Offensive line, they're going to have to get that right guard situated going before their game against the Carolina Panthers. Other news, Eagles left tackle or offensive tackle Lane Johnson, who's dealing with a foot injury, is limited on practice, while left tackle Trent Williams with a hamstring injury has been upgraded to limited. All right, let's get some draft news. So yesterday, Ty Simpson has declared to go to the 2026 draft, which is awesome to see him. Here's another one. Ohio State linebacker Irvel Reese has announced his intention to enter the 2026 NFL draft. So here's his resume. 6'4", 243 pounds, a dual threat terror as an off-ball linebacker and as a rusher from the edge. He finished the 2025 season with 69 tackles plus the 10 tackles for loss, 6.5 sacks, and 2 passes defended. And he is 20 years old. So let's talk about it. Irvel Reese, this is one I think he's probably going to end up a top 5 draft pick, because if you're looking at these top 5 teams who are in the draft coming up, obviously you got the Jets, who could probably need a pass rusher help. You got the Cardinals in the mix. You got Tennessee. You got Cleveland. Those are teams that I think they're going to look for Irvel Reese as a real high prospect. Now, as I mentioned, he's a dual threat terror as an off-ball linebacker. So basically, he is going to be more of a pass rusher, but also a off-ball linebacker, meaning he will be playing like a middle linebacker position. This is a good time for him. I thought he would stay for another year, but I think Irvel Reese knows that his time has come to go to the NFL and play against the best in the NFL. That's it for NFL news. If you have not seen my other videos, go check them out on my channel. Of course, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell for more sports news.